I won't be. Would you guys like an example of the bees?
Right
I'd
now.
be glad to show you. Well, you can just respawn because we'll spawn here. But you guys want to see what bees are?
Yeah, sure.
I
Let's see what
guess.
these are.
Okay, let me find a place.
Outcaster, sorry, soap. Why is soap in the water? Why soap? Why are you in the water?
Because he's running from the bee.
Oh, he's running from the bee.
Alright, we're all here, we're all around. I would do a 360 guns up if I were you.
Oh no.
I can't put my gun up.
Standing by.
Saw.
Ready for orders. Ready. Standing by.
Help if it would help.
Alright, gentlemen, we're gonna learn what bees are. You see, bees are bad. See, you can't see them coming either.
Well, I feel framey to the north, so I feel like it's to the north. But
That's where the
exact
map
to the
is,
north.
silly.
Yes, that too. Oh no! Oh no! The bees!
These are the
Here come the bees. Oh my god. I get immediately murdered by the bees. Ouch.
I'm gonna.
I don't know what to think. It's,
So the bees pretty much insta-kill you, insta-death you.
Yeah, the bees are bad.
they're bad men.
Outcast is still alive. He's trying.
I literally watched one fly towards my base. I heard it impact, and poof.
And there goes Outcast. I'm not gonna lie, I think I was the first to die. I wasn't even shooting at him, I was just chilling.
For a weapon, I'm authorizing the use on the entire island to get flash it.
Alright, it's 3 o'clock, there's 5 of you, perfect number. You guys ready for the brief?
Yeah, what?
Alright, so, it's going into night. Here is the global situation. The U.S. is concerned about a Chinese stealth submarine moving around the Caribbean. The reason for that is we believe that the Chinese have a spy network all throughout the United States, and they are using said submarine as a command center to relay things to sub back to the mainland. This concern has been reinforced because there's a few prototypes that the U.S. have been working on that the Chinese are also working on in tandem, and we think the Chinese are using this submarine as an outlet for information. Now, we believe they're hiding out in this particular set of islands because of a mixture of two things. One, there is a local native population on these islands that are very, very hostile to anyone that is not themselves. So, if you're a special forces group, that's probably a great place to hide. Two, every time we put our satellites over this particular area and do satellite imagery, we get the exact same pictures. No one noticed until someone looked at one of the native camps and noticed that people hadn't changed positions in the past 24 hours. They were in the exact same angles, exact same frames, so we're trying to figure that out. We've sent this sub over here with you guys and started doing local scans via drone, but I've also noticed that there seems to be something interfering with the drones. When we send them close by these islands, they seem to turn off and fall into the water. We think we've tracked down at least one of the locations of where the signal is originating that's knocking out these drones, which is marked by the radio signal ? Your job today is to infiltrate this island, find whatever's causing that radio signal, and either dead it or find a way to turn it off. Preferably dead, because we don't want the hostile faction to come back and take care of it by turning it back on. Does anyone have debt? Did I forget to give you guys debt?
I have that.
Alright.
I do got that.
I asked just to make sure you guys are all the specific roles. Some additional intel. Fighting Chinese special forces in the past, we do know they like to use mines, so one of your guys has been given a mine detector, specifically the point man. Make sure he's on point, because you never know. But the Chinese do mark their mines with some sort of item or signal, so you might catch on to that, you might not. But otherwise, we have no idea where you're being sent into. All we know is that there's probably natives on these islands. This island that we're going to probably has less natives because it's smaller, but it's anyone's guess. Also, it's going into night, and your enemies do have night vision. They might also have suppressors in order to not alert the natives. Do you guys have any questions?
How accurate is the radio signal marker?
We have it down to that upper peninsula area.
So about 300 meter or 150 meter radius.
If I were to make a guess, I would say... Stand by. Something like that.
Alright, so again, thinks the radio's somewhere on the... in that. Cool.
Also, some of the textures might not quote-unquote detonate, but if you put a charge down in the middle of everything and boop it, regardless of what it looks like, I'll consider it destroyed. So, got about 20 hostiles here. I can bring in additional squads of 6 to 8. The real kicker is going to be this to show the minefield. I've made some gun racks. This is all custom. I put a lot of work into this one. And then this is their sign. So they had a previous site here that got taken out. Locals they have marked. They have their minefield marked. And then this is Drone Jammer 2. Drone Jammer 1's to the north. Pad 3 is an LZ. Training Camp Local HQ. And then Training Zone 3. I won't talk about the real plot right now and the real plot of the prototypes. Why the Chinese are here and why you might see that. But we'll get there. So this is a very, this is like our intro mission, our test stop. So I don't have anything too bad. There's going to be a lot more natives on this island. But, you know, for the drone jamming site, excuse me, the satellite jamming site, once that's knocked out, I'll be taking them up here. They'll hit the second drone jamming site and they'll also have access to UAV darters to help them navigate. Because running into the natives could easily be a death sentence for one of them, because it insta-kills them. So this is the campaign I've been really excited to debut, and we'll see how the player base does. Now, they could completely bypass the native section. They could come around and see that, you know, there's this camp right here with some natives. But they got to be careful, because... you know, if they come up to right here and there's a patrol going out, we'll see how things go. But I do have this dead native right here. But I am going to start hiding myself and teleporting myself up. That would have been bad. Just to see if I can hear their local comms. Excuse me. Now, I do need to make a quick copy of this puppy.
Wilco. Copy. On the way. On the way.
To be patrolling that section. So another thing I need to do, change side relations. Independent is hostile to Blue 4, just in case I didn't. Because sometimes I set them to be friendly and I decide when they're hostile. And then what I can also do is I can set this to 60 because this is the radio they're speaking on.
Let's just follow the black lines and now see what we can see.
So they're walking parallel of the minefield.
See this out. Medic, frost go red just so we can see you based on check that.
Yeah, so this is the minefield. This is the indication. So they're going to take the beach out and evade it. I do have these 3 guys over here, though. I'm going to send them to careless hold fire, and if I see them go guns up.
I'm having a flashback. We're gonna end up having to burn Outcast's body again.
Ready for order.
Oh
Have these guys come around and check the boat. But yeah, you know, they might not find this camp, you know, and they might just keep going.
Checking.
Very far. Looks like 2 men. 2 locals.
2 natives.
About 600 meters behind.
Northern natives, they're not the objective.
Yeah, the Chin Chan Chong.
So we need to get into the woods and lose them.
Ah, Chin Chan Chain.
Yes, we're heading toward the Chinese.
Ah, Chin Ching.
Staying away from the Chinese.
Back up.
They're
Hop,
making it,
das.
we might need to pick it up a little bit.
Contact front.
Copy that. Copy.
Reloading, 12 o'clock, 2 guys.
Outcast, stay down. I'm shooting over you.
Ah, I was going to try to remote him to run him back. So, realism mod set takes a little bit of time to boot between Zeus and player. I hope that didn't glitch out my interface, though, because I might need it.
Get the push.
Push.
So this guy is going to see that smoke.
We'll go.
Got 2 dead here.
We want to take these smoke grenades back and toss them into the water.
Nah. We're wearing standard Canton security
Roger.
gear.
On the way.
Okay, so obviously we're gonna head straight towards them. They're probably gonna be coming though. They're
Sean!
shots.
Yep.
Sean, you know the policy. You're not supposed to use smoke grenades at night. Where the fuck are you?
Solid copy.
More Chinese. Chinese are moving off to our west side right now.
On the way.
Let's roll east.
On the way.
Their guns up.
No, back up, back up, back
On
up.
the way back north.
Understood.
Just because their gun's up doesn't mean they necessarily know where we're at.
It's 2 guys running back north.
Probably reaction to the gunfire, but they don't see us.
They might be going back to call for help.
They saw the bodies, though.
You said you want to move east?
Just move a little bit east, we stay out of the line of sight and keep moving on the line, at the side of the line.
Outcast is going green, so you know who point man is.
Or Johnson.
Have that puppy turn her spotlight on. We're just going to give it a quick look.
On the way. Copy that.
No, probably gun
Also,
room those guys.
Since we were suppressed, I think it was just a few locals.
But go camping to the north-northwest.
Kilo,
Big
north.
down.
Roger.
Drop it.
Helicopter.
Copy that.
Hind, right above us. No, Orca.
On the way.
Sorry.
Copy.
What the fuck?
north, looking
If it
for
keeps
where we were.
hovering, I could potentially hit the pilot, just FYI.
Negative, negative. I don't know what happened. Just heard gunshot. I don't know what happened yet.
We pushing up to this camp or no?
It's supposed to have some sort of EM generator that can pick up drones. Do you see anything like that in the camp?
Wait.
Satellite dishes, antennas, anything like that?
I got command monitors.
I'm gonna have RD Strike call in on that position.
Copy that.
I fucking hate April's mine dispensers.
Kilo's coming back around.
Stay low with top cover.
I got suppressors on the table as well.
On the way. Understood.
Pretty sure we're too far out for that to be the actual point.
Hey, we got
I think it's
Chinese
the
are
camp.
moving. Chinese are moving from the camp. They're heading east.
Towards us?
I don't know. They were moving east northeast.
Think they're falling back on their line.
I have no
Yeah,
clue.
we're back on their
One of them went aggro. The other one is still sitting next to the mine dispensers.
Not sure if they heard
Okay,
that.
let's keep moving northeast. I think we're too close. I don't think this is the actual camp.
It's probably an outlier patrol camp.
Yeah.
We're just going to ignore the explosion southwest.
Understood.
Yes.
On the way.
Probably engaging natives. Like I said, they probably think it was natives that ambushed their patrol because they didn't hear our shots.
So we're gonna do a request for a boat patrol.
Understood. On the way. On the way. Copy that.
They're gonna go
Let me
see
know
what
when you want
happened.
to divert north or northwest.
Divert northish now.
I don't think they saw the monitor in here though, because this would have told them where everything was. Set them to get out too.
I think they did spot the boat. They just didn't spot us.
Their rocket run wasn't on the boat.
Fine, we can swim CP.
Oh, they're gonna run into the Vipers. This should be good.
I'm leading us a little bit more to the right where we got some concealment.
Because these guys are just training.
With the point, man.
We'll get into why later in this
Drew's,
campaign.
got left if you got right for the first bit.
I gotta take right.
Ah, Hamincha.
This is freeze. Contact
Prone,
west.
prone.
Roger that.
The shots down.
They're at me.
Yeah, Zope doesn't realize he's right next to him. Now he does. How did they miss Zope that much? Holy fuck.
Of course, take it out. Of course.
Copy, moving east.
Frag.
Frag.
Took a hit. Still
Oh, okay.
mobile.
No, it's still smoke.
Fall northeast.
Move, guys, move.
So, I'm not going to react to that because these guys are training and doing live fire drills,
Pretty
so
sure
that's
we wiped
actually
the 3
not out of the
control
ordinary.
Those guys had thermals.
So,
Bandaging real
still
quick.
nothing out of the ordinary for me. So otherwise I'd be sending that chopper back. See if they hit
Cross
that base
Down
outright,
past me, I'll catch up.
then it would turn into a bit of a reinforcing war. But this group's, they're coming in. They're going to deploy and kind of look at this. I'll have them then check the bodies, and then they're going to determine that they were shot up. And then we'll have QRF start going crazy. So far, so good.
Expect that worker to come back around.
Fine, enough where the gun was. Push us now.
Adjusting north.
Oh, I can get that guy off the mortar now. So there's that boat. See it out right there. So far, so good, you know?
Moving northwest.
Hey, them. Yeah, feel free to come on. Open to everyone, you just gotta be at least 18. And that's for legal reasons. And have a working microphone. But by all means, open to everyone.
We should have marked the camp just in case we have to double back to it.
I have a rough idea where it is.
0992. Somewhere that line. I'm off
Moving
now.
west.
I'm
Curious
off
to
the
see if they run into
I know
this.
where it was.
I'm proud of this. It's, you know, I try to hide all my, landing zones. They might not even notice. Oh, they're totally not gonna notice. That's great. It works against players, too. Do they see the red light? No, they don't from their angle.
Got some pretty large rock formations off to the west-northwest.
I'm seeing the same rock formations. Both of us suspicious.
Oh, so this
There's
one's
nothing here
suspicious,
at
but
the
not
marker
that one.
itself. I think we should head over to the rock formations.
Agreed.
It could be in a cave.
Copy that.
I mean, that's how I'd run it. I'd just have a simple wire here, the actual electronics somewhere sheltered.
Solid copy. Roger. Roger that. Copy.
I'm gonna talk with that camp, and they might go and talk with these guys.
Checking a discolored portion of the rock. I'm continuing movement.
Yes, they, I'm trying to see, because this red light is what really gives it away, but it's really hard to see. Like, if you saw it from here, you could see that coming in.
This might just be a part of the local geography, but who knows?
I mean, it's still kind of where I'd probably put the camp. Or whatever.
Yeah, local geography. So next time I'll just go with stuff that isn't marked on the map. Yeah, eventually that group's gonna go check on those guys. Why the fuck are you idiots running into the minefield?
ladder.
No, we're not climbing on the rock formation.
Ah, jeez.
Good way to have everyone see you.
So he still doesn't have his nods on. This is what they see right now.
Found it. I got a radio dish just off my southwest other side of this rock.
Understood. Anything else there? Boats, maybe?
Abandoned. Doesn't look like there's anything there at this exact second.
I think
Disregard. I got a camo net and a light source off to the south.
There's a little radio until there might be there.
I got a guard over there as well.
I could take the guard right now if need be.
I'm shifting over to the west slightly to get behind this rock.
Roger, keep eye on the guard. I'll cause move over.
Why the fuck are these guys obsessing?
Guard does have long range.
I count 3 guards, 1 with the long range, 1 with AT, and can't see the other.
Let's say hit the LR first.
Oh, yeah, long range. Long range, kill.
On the way.
There's 1 more still in there.
Ah, Chong! Ching Chong, we are under attack, Chong Chong!
They called in for help. Oh boy. Kilo's coming in.
Frag it, frag it, frag it.
Copy.
Do you have any idea what you're doing?
One of them had another long range. Quickly check it,
I
Brent.
never got the shot on the long range. He went prone as soon as he saw us.
I killed the chopper.
Lights are on us.
Charge.
Roger that. Understood. Welcome.
I got no intel.
Yeah, so they're playing the charge.
Someone pick up the guy's AT. We can use that to shoot the chopper down.
So he
Frost, I need a
sees
pass
them,
in a second.
so...
Coming.
I'm right behind you.
Oh.
I spent a charge for my time inside the cap.
Copy. Roger that.
So if you're
Don't
not
worry
clear,
about shooting it down unless it's shooting at
On
us.
the way.
Yeah, I know, I don't have a shot on it.
I'm placing a charge on the other satellite over here.
Roger.
So they're phasing
Okay,
2 charges.
I'm ready when you guys are.
Contact northeast.
Copy.
Yep, he is
Single
gonna
guy
nope
running
the
towards
fuck
camp.
out.
Dropped him.
More than a single, there's another out there.
Is
Another
there?
out there
Okay.
to the northeast, yeah. He's far out. I think he might be running away to the northeast. Nope, coming to us.
Recommend we move and get that debt going.
We should move back towards the fucking boat if we can.
If
Copy,
we're
moving
moving
east.
Please.
Moving on to point.
Chopper's halfway there.
Flare over us.
I just move.
They have NVGs, why would they be using flares?
Mark
Just doing eye off there.
Not IR.
Flare because it's hard
Yeah,
to see
I'm
him.
gonna blow my charge.
So special forces, I'm gonna
I
load up.
guess blow yours too.
I've blown mine.
Alright.
Shots from the north. Oh boy.
Got another rock formation over here on the northeast.
Could there be 2?
I mean, this is the direction that the enemy had come from.
Yeah, now adjust back towards the northeast.
Copy, moving northeast. There seems to be some discolored rocks over here.
Wilco,
Hey, there's a small little valley here. Camp Hesco barrier.
understood.
That's a prop plane some kind of hearing. Back over the Hisco barrier.
Whew, got 2 of them with that.
You guys good inside there?
2 down.
Andrews and Outcast are down.
Great.
And I may just add it to it. Zope, drag Outcast back. I'll deal with it and get Andrews.
Alright, coming.
I got Outcast.
All these guys have custom kits.
I'm gonna frag over the Hesco.
That's what I tried, but I bad fragged it. I'm out of frags.
We got Andrews.
Ooh, that got that
Copy,
guy.
pushing the door so they don't come at it.
That made it even worse. Fuck it. I'm gonna pop on tourniquets.
Going with you.
This is where the helicopter may have came from.
I heard him. I am hit.
Beefy boy. Beefy boy.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're in Viper gear.
These guys aren't, but the other ones are.
Camp's clear. Look, quick check for intel. This appears to just be their supply base.
Heads up, Frost is dragging Andrews slightly in a little bit more.
3 wounds will be up in 20-30 seconds.
Helicopter.
I'm pretty sure this is its base.
Do we want to put an explosive charge on the,
Yeah, they don't know that this fell apart.
It's coming into land right now. It's got eyes on us.
With guns, unless you can drop it right now.
Woo!
Battle for you, okay?
That was, which is
Oh,
base.
wow. It just jumped off a whole squad.
Oh, no, interesting factor. No, no.
That was it, right?
I'm good. Disengage east. That squad shouldn't have survived the fall.
Holy crap!
If it did, I'm
Copy,
gonna be
taking us
extremely
east.
pissed.
I think they
Getting
survived.
shot at from the west.
On the way.
Okay, keep up.
It's
Bad Wolf up. You up?
No, he's down.
Wilco, on the way.
I'm up, Zope, you good?
I'm gonna send these units around.
I got Zope and Frost down back here.
On the way.
Down.
On the way.
Now we're just hunting them. I gotta find a secondary LZ for those special forces, but I'll start ferrying them in very soon.
It's not the squad.
Something else. Yeah, I'm getting hit. It's close.
That's this guy. Let's do some unconscious toggles.
I'm awake. Who's up?
Great, I might die.
Outcast, you're fine. Zope?
Outcast is not fine.
I mean, you're alive. Island's open Bad Wolf.
About to go down.
Just tourniquet yourself.
Okay, well there's
On us? Yeah, I know that.
It's okay. I have a mission plan for this.
On the way. soldier.
Hey, stop. It's like, you want to stop shooting at him so I can cable tie? Like, for fuck's sake. They got mad.
Go, I'll cover. On the move. Go, I'll cover. Cover me. On the move.
Oh yeah, next mission is going to be a jailbreak at this rate. That's okay. I had it planned as a contingency. Alright. Alright, so this is a little unorthodox for me. I'm just moving us back to this forward position.
Okay.
Cool. So I know two of you DC'd, but this was our map, more or less. We're at the base camp forward position. What you guys did was you dropped off on the southern edge of the minefield, which was all those exclamation points. You engaged a 3-man patrol that was patrolling that minefield. From there, you pushed in still along the coast, which was fine. They couldn't figure out what caused that because the two guys I sent from the base camp to go check out why a smoke grenade went off, they saw bodies and they immediately pulled back thinking it was locals. There were 2 locals on the beach that watched your boat come in, and then they went to that boat and were like, what is this? So at pad 3 is where I had that helicopter. Helicopter went over to boat, saw the boat with 2 natives, and they thought, oh, native attack. So they called mortars from the local HQ, which is just a bigger camp on the northern tip, and they killed the natives with your boat. So you guys proceeded on. You went into Training Zone 3, which is where a Viper squad was doing training for something. You killed the Viper squad. You then went close to Pad 3, which was that full encircled rock area, but then went to where the jamming station was at Zone 2 and took it out. And then you pulled over to Pad 3, took it out, pulled out. But by then, there was a squad of 5 that were sent down to where your boat was via one of their own boats to kind of check things out. They then looked at the bodies and went, wait a second, they didn't die to spear wounds, they died to bullets. But by then, you guys blew up the jamming station, so they started moving up. And another squad of 5 was being deployed to the local HQ because they were their QRF. And what ended up happening was they sandwiched you at Pad 3 when you guys left. And, it was just bad luck of the draw, in my opinion. But otherwise, I do have a contingency up for this. So next week we'll start off as a prison break, and it's going to be really, really cool. But, yeah, good job. You guys went to you blew up the jamming site, which was the main objective. Any questions?
Just the getting sandwich pad 3 times killed us
Yeah.
as we walked out there. People shooting us.
Oh, it was a good attempt. Good attempt.
Reset green 4.
Yeah, bad circumstance. I agree, Malin. It just because they got bottleneck on that one spot.
Let's give him a warm welcome, shall we?
But mission was still completed, so the campaign will continue.
Beaten by the book as well.
And then when we set off the explosion, they heard the explosion and came north, while reinforcements from the local HQ that was nearby came south, and we got sandwiched.
Yeah. It was just bad circumstance more than anything. Everything else was done pretty well.
Did anyone from the chopper actually survive, Liru?
No, you got them all.
Okay.
It's just I had a boat that was going to deploy units on the northern HQ, but then they saw the chopper explode, so they pushed themselves even further south to try to pinch you guys. But some of you, I woke up because you got engaged by a few guys from the southern group. But then just as the northern group came in and got right on top of you, and I started taking captives, so it all kind of fell apart there. But that's okay.
Yeah.
It happened.
Honestly, we probably should have let the chopper land and light it up with an MG.
But we could have then used the chopper to exfil then.
Because all you'd have to do is get it to the exfil point with the sub and then jump out. Now, I do have arm choppers, but they're only deployed when they're called in. So, like, everything I did, I tried to do logically. Like, you know, we're not expecting U.S. Special Forces. We send the helicopter over after one of the guys finds their dead friends. There's 2 natives right next to a boat. Natives, they do sometimes use mortar boats because, you know, some idiot tourists bring them in. So, okay, we're just going to mortar them to make them fuck off. Because there was a minefield with Aper's mine dispensing mines, which I think one of you saw in that forward camp. I had a few on a table. And there was a big, like, a loose wooden fence literally cutting that island in half to show if you go past that wood fence marker, you might step on a mine. And I had, like, 3 dead native bodies. One in the middle, one on the northern side, one on the southern side.
Who called that
that was a marker? That was me.
So
no, I say that the natives died to the mines. It's kind of obvious that
there was a body like right next to the wooden fence.
I will say, Liru, it's what the logic of the world, like how we did it, made sense. Like as I even said that, like when we got there, like they just gonna know that 2 guys shot the people and then are now dead. It's gonna take a while for them to realize that these are bullets.
Yep, that's exactly why I sent. You guys didn't see it, but if you, while you were moving before you got engaged by the Vipers, if you looked right, there was a boat in the distance moving to your previous boat position to investigate it. What I'm really trying to do with this next branch of T3 ops is I'm trying to make something that's logical in the sense of, you know, it promotes you to think, you know, if you do this, what is the enemy going to do? Because I'm trying to make, you know, ops more difficult, more where you have to think about it, and you got to be careful.
Or we're fighting like an actual enemy who's actually thinking.
Yeah. And I'm not just, you know, breaking my units apart and spamming them at you. I'm trying to actually get you.
Disappointed we lost the firefight with those 3 guys. I guess we were kind of in the open there, and they were probably just spraying in our direction.
So you got, I think, 1 or 2 of them. I think only 1, but there were 2 others.
4-man team, we dropped 1.
Yeah, and then there was like 4 of you were caught out in the open, and Indruza was also separated, so it was just a click and shoot simulator for them.
Yeah, I will say I was kind of expecting a boat to be destroyed, and I wanted to say, hey, let's just swim for it. I was like,
there was a spare boat in the northern camp, a spare RHIB. So if you sweep the island, you still have an escape vector. I'm really surprised that the Viper squad didn't wipe you guys. Like, they just shot 20 rounds at you and missed, like, almost all. I'm like, oh, okay.
I mean,
screw me.
Where was the Viper squad?
When you guys were walking and then you heard a bunch of clicking, I remember Zope, he turned around and was looking around. They were literally 5 meters to his left, and then he finally turned around again and started spraying and backing up. It was hilarious.
It's the guys that Outcast said that.
So, because how I have the faction set up is you have Chinese CSAT or CSAT Pacific as the main faction. They're all suppressed, and then you actually have Vipers. And then for the 3 of you that stayed for debrief, that quote-unquote training area, that's where you're going to find them because they're training for stuff. And we might find out more about that later.
The only reason I aborted is getting mag dumped. I figured it was you telling me I'm dead.
No, it wasn't. So all the AI have custom kits. So there was a guy, the guy you shot at in the, or not shot at, but threw the grenade on into the helicopter depot area. I actually pulled him back and tried to bandage him. Then someone else threw a grenade. I'm like, okay, fuck it, I'll tourniquet. And I was halfway through my 3rd tourniquet, and one of you breached me. I'm like, ah, shit, and then he got me. So. But I've got cable ties on all these guys. I have them built to capture because I've got a little butterfly effect here going of if you get captured in this mission, I'll play this mission next week. If you don't get captured, we'll play this mission instead, but it's meant to be, you guys can keep pulling out.
Yeah, I'm watching it back now, and it's the AI doing it. But the only reason I aborted was I figured it was you mag dumping us to say, hey, you're dead.
Yeah, I will say that the one thing that confused me, Liru, stealth submarine.
It's because I wanted a mobile. I don't want to keep attaching a fucking SDV to the HEMC Prometheus or wherever the fuck. And I'm like, oh, cool.
The mission brief. The mission brief.
The
Chinese submarine.
And we have our own sub hunting it.
No, but Liru, submarine. They're all stealth.
The whole point is to be stealthy.
Oh, okay.
This is like the hunt for Red October. They have a caterpillar drive, so they're extra stealthy.
Exactly.
Oh, shit. Caterpillar drive?
Yes.
Come now, it's the submarine.
Super stealth.
I've got to say, it's been a long time since I've been able to do a spec op thing like that, and I miss them.
I hope you guys had fun. I really did.
You were the first guy I decked when we breached the helicopter base, right?
Yes.
Okay, the second guy took a lot more bullets than anyone else in the entire op. Like half a CMAG or more.
Took half your CMAG and about 20 from mine.
That's why I wanted to make sure it wasn't you or seeing him or something.
Yeah, was he behind? Was he far back on the left behind?
No, he was standing like literally behind the guy you were RCing.
Okay, that wasn't me. I was the guy right up to the Hesco. So what I'm guessing is it might have been a textural glitch with the rock because I might have had him too far back because that sometimes happens, but you still killed him, so it's okay.
Yeah.
But I'll make a note of that.
Technical wise, I report it just in case you notice something too, or it becomes a thing later on.
So for me, it was really fun because you guys noticed that the quote-unquote natural rocks, I had shit hidden in there. The thing is, though, I had this made multiple ways. So there was, if you guys went on the northern side, there was a little crack in that drone jamming compound where you could see one of the red lights of the jamming site because I had the tower, shoved all the way down in the ground. So if you approached from the north, you would have seen that red light in the distance and probably thought that was it. So I built this a lot of different ways because I have no idea how the fuck you're going to approach the AO. So I freeballed it.
It was it was thought as what's it called said, probably going to be by the rocks because that's weird.
Where else am I going to hide the fucking thing? Because they're still trying to hide this shit from the natives in case they, decide to sweep an island or something.
Well, that's the thing is we saw the camp and we're like, that's way too open to be the objective, and we're just gonna bypass the camp. We're not even gonna bother. I mean, we looked at it from distance. We're like, there's no intel on the table. We only see mine dispensers and suppressors on the table. Let's just keep going.
Did you see the screen though?
I did see the screen, but the screen wasn't presenting an image.
Yeah, so it might take a second because it takes a second for them to load in at times.
Depending on what distance you look at the screen, you won't see anything.
Because I was staring straight at the screen, both with nods on and nods off, and nothing was showing up. Because that was one of the first things I did. I'm like, there's a screen there, and so I started staring in to see if there was something on it. And I'm like, I don't see anything on it.
There's supposed to be, but I guess you guys were just out of range because that had their whole AO lined up.
If it showed that would have been fantastic. We would have been able to
if only
information without even having to get close.
Just rangefinder in. Oof.
Another tech thing to report is the CSAT was showing up on C tab, so I ditch that as soon as the ARP started.
Yep, I know why.
It was Liru, I think that was showing.
You switched them once you booted the op, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I gotta unswitch them then. And then I can change it as the op goes on, because then they won't appear. So yeah, that one's. They do have C-tab as well. Keck. So
we've run into that.
I'll fix that.
Potluck a couple times.
Did you purposefully give one of the natives a radio?
No. Why? Did they spawn with one?
That was dead
dead
on the
body
ground.
on the beach.
Yeah, so I can't edit their loadouts because they're scripted units. So I think they just have a default loadout. But hey, this could have been worse.
We're like, this guy's got a radio.
Maybe they've been killing CSAT guys and taking them.
These are actually the guys from Wakanda. These aren't like.
That would explain the bees.
Energy spear.
Yes.
That's an energy spear. That's almost weird.
Yep. All right, so they had fun. I'm gonna wrap it up here. I'll be back tomorrow at. I think my planned op time is 5 p.m. We might be a bit earlier though, because I don't have any school to worry about. So, thanks for chilling with me, guys. Go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I hope you, as a viewer, had fun watching this. And we have another Starship Trooper op that came up on YouTube. So if that's your thing, we got you. But take care, guys. Have a good one. Go operate operationally. Cheers.